Gamers, welcome in. How are you all doing? I'm back with another build video for you today, and this one is a real treat to play. That's right, it's a Stamina Sorcerer. Probably one of my favorite classes to play. I just love the maneuverability and pressure this build brings. If you love fast-paced action, running rings around people and huge burst potential, then this is the build for you. Let's not waste time and get to it. Okay, Stamina Sorcerer. Okay, let's take a look at the stats, see what we got. We got 33k health, around 30k stamina as well. Lots of magicka because we have a lot of magicka skills that we need to use. Stamina recovery is a little bit on the low side, but we'll talk about that in a bit. 5.1k weapon damage, of course we'll go way higher whilst we're in combat. Resistance is about 23k back bar, 21, 22 front bar. And okay, right, let's get in to the consumables. Well, first of all, we are running Bewitched Sugar Skulls, which gives max health, stam, and magicka. See, so you could change this to Arteum Takeaway Broth. That will give you way more stam recovery, but you will lose out on a lot of magicka. And I like having a bit of magicka on the Stam Sorc because we use a lot of magicka skills like Streak, Dark Deal. I am running Crit Surge on this build as well, so it's very nice to have some magicka. We're running the Lady Munderstone, which gives me physical and spell resistance, and we are an Orc, so we have extra stamina, extra health, and we heal every 4 seconds when we deal damage, extra weapon and spell damage, and reduced cost of sprint and movement speed. Okay, let's move on to the sets. First set, you may recognize this one from my Stamina Dragonite build, is the Unleashed Terror set. I absolutely love this set, it does so much damage. Adds weapon and spell damage, max stam, and then when you deal direct damage with a blink, charge, leap, teleport, or pull ability, you cut your enemy, causing them to bleed for 10 seconds, dealing bleed damage over duration and hemorrhaging status effect. It hits so hard. It's such a good dot. And we're proccing it off our crit charge, which of course crits every time, and our streak will also proc this. So this time we are pairing it with the Maelstrom Perfected Greatsword. I've got this in Nirnhode with a weapon damage trait on. So this adds penetration, and dealing damage with crit charge causes enemies to bleed for 7 seconds. So this bleed paired with this bleed and the hemorrhaging, it's so much damage just from hitting one button. And as we're using the crit charge, which does a little AoE, it can hit several people at once. Very nice, does a lot of damage. So we're pairing that on the back bar with some Clever Alchemist, which if you don't know, gives you health, weapon and spell damage, and when you drink a potion during combat, you feel a rush of energy, increasing your weapon and spell by 659. So how this build is going to work is, we buff up, you get into combat. Let's go find these to kill. Get into combat, proc a pot on your back bar, switch to your front bar, crit charge, and everything around you dies. Everything just dies. So those two sets paired together, I see you can get way over 6k weapon damage if you have all your buffs up during a big old fight. Plenty of damage mixed in with some of your burst as well, just so much dots from the one skill. It's very nice. So I'm running 5 medium on the body. I got a heavy helmet and a light shoulder, sword and board back bar. Kind of running just a poison on here. I'm actually, I could probably change this to defending or powered on the back bar, which would probably be better. Just need to get around to doing that. I have Clever Alchemist Jewelry. You could probably do both infused. I only have one infused at the moment. I need to change that. And I am running a reduced cost stamina glyph, which seems to be working quite nicely. I kind of prefer it to the stam recovery. If I'm using a lot of stamina skills very quickly, it saves me a lot of stamina. And then instead of relying on stamina recovery, I just Dark Deal. Line of Sight and Dark Deal. It's very nice, very nice. Finally, we're running Ring of the Wild Hunt. Movement speed is just so OP in PvP. If you can get away from people, get behind things. To be honest, half the time you're moving so fast they can't even target you or land skills, especially when in big fights when it's lagging a bit. So it's very nice. Got this in Swift with weapon damage. Yeah, it hits hard. In terms of traits, I've got 2 reinforced on 2 big pieces, just for a little bit extra resistances. I got it infused on my last big piece with a tri-stat glyph. And then I'm running 3 impen on the belt, legs, and hands, and then I do have 1 well fitted as well. All max stamina except for the 1 tri-stat on the body. So that's it for gear. Let's move on to skills. First up, we got Dizzy Swing, main spammable, does a lot of damage, sets them off balance. It's very nice for stunning. Set them off balance, throw a heavy attack in there, knock them down. Very nice. Stampede, that's what we're using to proc our Unleashed and our Maelstrom 2-hand. Yeah. And nobody can ever escape you because you can just gap close, gap close, gap close. Streak, we can use this sometimes to proc Unleashed as well, and it's a more reliable stun than Dizzy Swing is. So that's very nice. We've got Reverse Slice. You could probably use Executioner. I like just hitting a couple more people at once. You know, it's better for 1vx. You can hit a couple more, put some pressure on. Rally, I love the burst heal from Rally. You get major brutality from this, but we are also getting that from a skill on our back bar. And yeah, if you don't know what this is, just a very nice heal over time, and a burst heal as well. For front bar ultimate, we're going Flawless Dawnbreaker, which does physical damage to people and another dot over time. I've chosen this over Smiting because I just like the weapon and spell damage it gives you afterwards. You keep the pressure up there when you're doing executioners and stuff to finish them off. So that's it for the front bar. Onto the back bar, we're going Hurricane. I'm being attacked, oh my god. Hurricane is a must-have. Where are these imps coming from? Let's get out of here. Rude. So rude interrupting. Anyway, Hurricane. Does AoE damage around you. That's not really what you use it for, though. You just want it for the major resolve. You do get Minor Expedition as well, which speeds you up a bit. I've decided to run Shuffle. I use this to remove all the snares and immobilizations. And the major evasion is pretty nice as well, especially when there's siege hitting and trying to get through a keep gate. You know, just the bottleneck areas. It's very nice to have. Resultant Vigor, must have on a Stam Sorc or any Stam build, to be honest. Nice heal. Dark Deal, this is what I get all my stamina back. I've got a big pool of Magicka, so I could just line of sight, get behind something, and spam this. Be careful if you're standing too close to people, because the good players will interrupt you whilst you're casting it, and yeah, that's pretty painful. Crit Surge. I'm loving Crit Surge on this Stam Sorc, just the heal. You don't really need it for the Major Brutality, because I am also running Rally. But Major Brutality for 33 seconds, very long time. And dealing critical damage heals you for quite a nice heal every 1 second. So every single time I'm doing crit damage, super survivable. I love it. Also, on the back bar, my ultimate, I've gone with Temporal Guard, which, if you don't know, steps backwards in time, resetting your health, magic, and stamina and position to what they were 4 seconds ago. Great troll skill for getting people to chase you off a cliff, and then use this. You appear back up at the top, and they got no way to get you. I mainly use it for the minor protection though, reducing your damage taken by 5% while it's slotted. So if I move to my back bar, block with a shield, minor protection. And I also love it for the Sigic Order passive, Concentrated Barrier. While you have a Sigic Order ability slotted and are bracing, you gain a damage shield that absorbs 5,000 damage. It'd be half in PvP. But yeah, it's a nice damage shield. Can't go wrong. Okay, so that's the skill done. Let's talk about champion points. I don't need to talk about the green tree that much, so that's self-explanatory. Blue tree, I've gone with Master of Arms, increasing your damage done with direct damage attacks by 2%. Very nice to have. Ironclad reduces your damage taken by direct damage attacks by 2%. So a total of 10% damage reduction. Focus Mending, increasing your healing done with single target heals by 2%. This is very nice for dark deals and vigors. I just love Focus Mending. I like a bit of an extra heal, especially when we have quite a large max health pool. And I've got Duelist Rebuff, reduces damage taken by single target attacks by 2% per stage. And I've just realized I haven't even maxed out yet. I still need some more champ points, look at me. Red Tree, I'm going Boundless Vitality, extra health, always nice, can't have too much health. Pain's Refuge, reduces your damage taken by 2% for every 2 negative effects you have on you, up to a maximum of 20%. So 20% damage reduction is an insane amount. You'll probably never get up that high, but you know, it's good to have. Relentlessness, being stunned or feared causes you to gain major protection for 3 seconds, reduces your damage taken by 10%. That paired with the minor protection we get on our back bar, 15% damage reduction, very nice. And Survival Instincts, while afflicted with a status effect, your core combat skills cost 5% less. So we do struggle with sustain a little bit on this build. That is why I suggested using Artaeum Takeaway Broth if you think you don't need the extra magicka. And yeah, there we go. That's it. That's the build. And there it is, the Stamina Sorcerer. I hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more ESO content and build videos. Speaking of which, I also have a Stamina Dragonite build video up on the channel, which if you haven't seen, I recommend giving it a watch. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below, so check it out. Also be sure to leave a comment if you enjoyed. If you think this build can be improved further, let me know how. And don't forget to come hang out with me over on Twitch. I stream 5 days a week. Just search for Kylobyte. I'll be there. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.